Hi everybody, it's John Alexandrov, and we're on quite a roll here of different topics recently, and been giving a lot of interesting, intriguing, sometimes sophisticated discussions with people who are watching the videos and people who I'm working with in terms of coaching or representing them as an attorney. And one of the discussions I had recently with a client of mine, it was, what are you reading these days? A lot of times people ask me, John, what are you reading? You know, how do you keep your mind fresh? How do you keep your focus and awareness and attention, you know, where it is? We want to make sure that we're reading the same books and listening to the same materials that you are. Now, listen, you don't have to be reading the same books and listening to the same materials that I'm listening to, but it is a great point. You know, as long as we're refreshing our brains and we're growing internally, we're always on the right path to where it is that we say that we want to go, because we're getting guidance, we're getting direction every single time that we read a book. Now, it's interesting how, you know, our brains are muscles. You know, we have to exercise them like we exercise any other muscle. And if we're not exercising our brain, it can become dormant. It can actually shrink, you know, in terms of our creativity and in terms of our production, in terms of our ability to earn income. So it's extremely important that you continue to exercise your brain. For some of you, I know that you don't actually like to pick up a book and read. Some of you would rather watch TED Talks. Great, fantastic. You'd rather watch a lesson on something on YouTube. Great. You'd rather have an audiobook in your car that you're listening to when you're driving around. You know, whatever it is for you, that's fine. I want to make sure that you're not kind of losing touch with the continued development of your brain, especially outside of your profession or your practice. If you're in the real estate business, for example, you're probably in training all the time as it relates to real estate. Or if you're a doctor or you're a lawyer or whatever it may be, you're always in training as it relates to your profession. But what are you doing outside of that? You know, in terms of enjoyment, it could be for enjoyment, it can be for your own personal development, it could be for a specific goal that you have outside of your profession or your practice. So make sure you sit down and just jot down, you know, 2 or 3 areas of interest that you have and say, okay, well, what's the next book I'm going to read, or the next TED Talk I'm going to watch, or the next audio book that I'm going to listen to as it relates to that subject. And I think what you'll find is you'll actually be happier, you'll be getting more enjoyment out of life, and you never know what you're going to learn.